So today I want to do a review for the Gusto payroll software. Now, I've actually been using Gusto for a couple of years now, and here at the Business Nerd, we've actually been doing an annual review of this software. And what I actually like doing on my reviews is actually taking you through the user interface and kind of showcasing some of the features in real time as we talk about them. Now, if you're like me, when I was actually looking for a payroll service, it was mostly because it was just so tedious to try to do all the payroll myself. Now, what I love most about Gusto is it really walks me through making sure I have all of my T's crossed and my I's dotted. And I actually want to show you this before I go ahead and complete all of these tasks right here on my dashboard. So we're going to be here on my actual Gusto payroll software dashboard on my actual web browser. And that was a mouthful. So the reason I wanted to showcase this is because right over here, you can see it says Happy Holidays. We're here towards the end of December as of this recording. But of course, if you're watching this any time of the year, this is really important things because when it comes to tasks, you can see right over here, they really want to make sure that I get everything covered. Now, especially at the end of the year, we want to make sure all of our documents are in order. We want to make sure our 1099s are in place. And if we have employees, that their addresses are up to date and all the right information. And you can see it even has it as a priority list here for us as well. So for me, I get to go through all of these tasks to make sure that these get completed before they are overdue, which obviously some might be already, but before the very last day of the given year. So for us, this is a really good feature because there are so many things we're doing as small business owners that it could be easy to forget some of these things. So logging into my payroll service and it reminding me about these things is so valuable that it's honestly already one of the best features that they have for it. Now, of course, there's even more when it comes to utilizing this. And one thing I do want to really quickly pause and mention as well is that if you end up liking Gusto and you want to keep digging in more, I have quite a few videos here on the channel and I'll link some up here at the end of this video so you could jump right to them. And if you want to actually go ahead and get started with them, the link, of course, will be in the show notes down below for you, which will also get you a nice bonus once you run your very first payroll. So that bonus you can use for yourself. And then it does help us make more free content just like this, honestly, which is testing out the software and tools that you can use for your small business. Now, for the account that we're actually looking at here today, I just want to kind of give you a brief example of kind of what it looks like on the back end, because one of the things is I do pay myself as an S Corp, but I also do have a contractor here in my account as well. So from here, I can actually go to my People tab on the left-hand side if I want to actually go take a look at who it is on my account. Obviously, if we have multiple employees, even easier. There's obviously the pay feature, which is what you utilize to go through the process to pay either yourself or your employees. And here's what's really cool too. They do also have settings now where if it's something where maybe you have a salaried employee and instead of having to go in and manually plug everything in every time, you could actually have it structured automatically so that they get paid right on time and correctly. Obviously, if somebody's getting paid, based off of their actual hours they worked, that's going to be a little different. But I mean, heck, if anything I can do to like ease up some of my work, I always want to take it. So that's a great feature that they've added in recent times. Now, another really big important feature for me is, again, kind of like I showed you with the tasks, is making sure that all of my actual documents, whether it's from new hires getting onboarded or my employees changing up their tax documents or their home addresses, that everything gets filed properly and is saved on my account. They have a whole reports section to make sure that everything is up to date, that my quarterlies are paid on time, and everything else that I need to do properly is run through Gusto. And it is such a nice time saver. Like, I can't thank them enough for going through that process with my state taxes and my federal taxes for myself and for all of my employees or my contractors based off of the different businesses that I'm running. And also too, that brings me to the next point where if you're like myself and you run multiple businesses, you can actually log into your businesses all from one login. So you can kind of just toggle between your multiple businesses. It is a huge time saver. So I don't have to be going around and re-logging in and clocking out of one account and going into another. It is just a huge time saver. Now let's go back over here on the actual dashboard so you can actually take a little bit more of a look. Another really great thing that they actually have here is the benefits section. So let me actually jump into here. So here in the benefits section, if you are a small business owner and you have some employees, you can actually go through their process to be able to add things like your health benefits, a 401k, maybe commuter bonuses, and then you could actually, let me scroll over here because it's easier to see. They actually have these broken down. So like medical, dental, vision, health savings accounts. You could do things like a simple IRA. You could do company car stuff. You could do charity matching. literally all done right in here. So when you're actually going through this process, you'll kind of go into the benefits section to be able to kind of let them know how many employees you have and some other pieces of information, and they'll actually connect with you so you can go through this process. Now, the account that I'm using here, just for the sake of not having to blur so many things out, this one didn't have that feature on there because this one is just one employee and one contractor. But what's really, really nice is that, again, if you're somebody like myself who I got so many other things I'm worrying about when it comes to running that particular business that I don't have the time to figure out all of these things, they kind of take that and walk you through step by step on getting these things done. And it makes a world of a difference in your time that you save and the bonuses or benefits that you can actually give your employees. So just a quick pause here for us as we are talking about our small business software and tools that we're using. One of the companies we love to talk about here is with Relay Business Bank Account. They are a bank service that actually offers you entirely free business banking at no cost to you, and actually even has an option to earn some interest on your savings accounts with their services. Now, we've been using Relay Bank here with some of our businesses that we run here, and we want to take care of you and make sure you get started on the right foot. So check out the link in the show notes down below to go ahead and get started with Relay Bank. They'll give you a $50 bonus using our exclusive link to go ahead and get started with your small business bank account. Now, with all that being said, let's go ahead now and hop back into the rest of this video. Okay, so I'm going to sound a little redundant here because when it comes to some of the features, it's really all about time saving. But honestly, that's really one of the most important parts when it comes to being a small business owner, is how much time you can save, because then you can focus on the things that really matter for your business, the things that bring you in the revenue, so you can pay for every freaking thing that you do in your business. And one of those things is actually their tax incentives. So they actually make sure that they keep an eye out for you to make sure that you are being able to save on taxes, whether that's a 401k tax credit, whether that is a research and development tax credit, or an employee retention tax credit as well. All of this is just embedded into this with the service as well. So you're not paying extra for these additional features. They just come with the software that you're already using to be able to have this as a great add-on. I mean, again, I don't know about you, but anytime I don't have to do all the legwork and I can be saving money or saving my time, both of those things are really great added benefits for me using a particular company for my small businesses. Now, one of my favorite features when it came to actually getting started with Gusto at the very beginning, I don't know, 6-7 years ago at this point, was actually the fact that their hiring process was so great, because it was hard to make sure that I was having all of my paperwork saved, making sure that I was having employees sign the right documents based off of the state that they lived in and where they were working. And so for this process, it's made it so nice and everything was so organized. And what's great is over time, they've actually added a hiring dashboard here as well, which you can then send offer letters. You can have background checks done as well too. You can make sure that if you're hiring an employee or a contractor, that the right things are being gone through. And if you're really growing your business and maybe you're starting to have somebody else do the hiring for you, you can have a hiring onboard checklist. So making sure that whoever's doing the hiring is making sure they're checking all the boxes that you need for your future employees. Now, I'm a data person, which means I love getting information when I can to collect and make decisions for my businesses. And they also have that here. We talked a little bit about the report section, but they are now starting to add in their visual reports as well too. Right over here, you can start getting visuals on your payroll, so you can see, when are your high months, when are your low months, and if there are anomalies in your payroll, so you can make sure that maybe you're accidentally overpaying, maybe you're overusing your payroll during certain times of the year. And this is just going to be another way for you to utilize to go ahead and grow with your business, and also making sure that you're not overutilizing your payroll. Now, this next feature I personally do not have on the account that I'm showcasing here today, but they do have a timesheet available for you as well. So if you want to make sure you're keeping track of attendance and time, they will have that feature. Now, this would be an additional cost as well. So just something to keep in mind, or based off of the plan that you have. So for the version that we have, it would be $6 a month per person, or we can upgrade to the plus or premium plans as well. Now, some of the features that this offers, you can see right over here. You can pretty much make anything into a time kiosk as well for you. So you can be clocking in and out from, like, let's say a computer or an iPad or even a phone as well too. So that way you can easily keep track instead of having to have another software. This is essentially integrated all into one. Now, as far as running the actual payroll, it is so simple and easy. Like, it makes my life that much more simple when it comes to running all the different businesses I run and paying all the different payrolls that I get to pay. Now, I actually just want to show you on the payment summary of what this kind of looks like. So for this example, we have this payroll that totaled $16,000, and you can actually see right over here what it is for the employee taxes and then the company taxes as well. It shows you your withdrawal date and then also the employee pay date. So this is when employees are getting paid out. It tells you your withdrawal amount, just in case these two things might be a little different based off of how you're paying. But like all of this gets done for us. The Arizona tax withholding that we have for our state is automatically done for us, that the employee has to pay from their paychecks. I don't have to do all the math for it. Now, I can tell you from my past experience that having to do all the math to keep that money aside from the taxes on employees' payroll, like it was just awful to have to do that manually. So for a company to have all of this done automatically for us is fantastic. And like I said, it also makes sure that we're paying our fair share of taxes when it comes to the company taxes that we have to pay for all the payroll that we run. Now we have, again, tons of videos here on the Business Nerd talking about Gusto. So you can actually watch videos about how to set up your account, how to actually run the payroll, how to actually even pay yourself if you're an S Corp and you want to make sure you're paying it yourself properly through Gusto. We can actually have all of that here for you in the show notes down below. And next to that too will be the link to go ahead and sign up directly with Gusto. That does support us out. It helps us get more free content out just like this, but it also gets you that nice little bonus for running your very first payroll. And just to help you kind of get started, if you want to see all the questions it's going to ask you going step by step through that setup process, I'm going to get you covered. I'm going to have this video right over here for you to click on so you can see all the questions it's going to ask you when signing up for Gusto.